and as I taught the boys the things that I came up with and the things that I learned along the way. And hopefully it can help you if you homeschool. When I pulled the boys out of public school, one was going into 4th grade and one was going into 6th grade. The reason that I took them out of the public school was because the 5th grade year was a rough year for my oldest. His teacher was pretty mean and favored in his class, highly favored. And so after that year, I mean, it had been building for quite a while through the elementary ages. But after that year, I told my husband, I was like, we got to do something different. This isn't working. And so we started checking into like Christian schools and things like that. And what kept pulling us was homeschooling. And we prayed about it, and we asked the Lord what to do, and if this was the route that He wanted us to take, that He needed to guide us and direct us. Now, I had been homeschooled in the past, but my homeschool experience, I didn't want that for the boys. I wanted something a lot more for the boys than what I had had and what I had went through with homeschooling. So I started checking into it and checking into our church and talking with the people, and it come to find out we had a really big homeschool group there. So I met with a lady, and she had invited me over to her house, and she was like, I'll talk to you, and just totally took me under her wing and taught me and showed me so much stuff. She had so many books and so many ideas, and I just took notes, and every time I had a question, I would call her, I would ask her, and I went from there. I mean, it was overwhelming in the beginning, but it just smoothed out over time. The first thing I did was I took Justin and Timothy, and I had them tested to see about where they were falling in their education. When their tests came back, I cried. Their education was so low, and I told Jay, my husband, I was like, I don't know how I'm going to be able to do this. I don't think I can do this. But I can't do it. I did it through the Lord, and He did this whole entire homeschool thing, not me. But so I told him, I was like, I just cried, and I was like, okay, I need to get a plan. I need to figure this out, and we need to go from here. Now, every year, as we would go into homeschool, I would ask the boys, do you want to be homeschooled this year? And they would say yes. Or if they had said no, then we would check into putting them back into public school or some other kind of education. But every year, they loved it so much, they said, yeah, they totally wanted to homeschool again. So I have some notes, and it's going to help me remember all the things that we had done. So the first year, because they were so low on their education scoring, I went with a curriculum called Rod and Staff, and it was right out of the books. It was pages. I copied things. I did, let them write. The books were so cheap through Rod and Staff that I let them write in the books because I wasn't going to resell the books. And so I did that with reading and English. They were really hugely behind on like spelling. They didn't know their vocabulary. They didn't know their vowels. They didn't know how to break up a sentence. They didn't know anything. I mean, they could read and stuff, but, not like above and beyond at all. And so then with math, and I went between math, history, science, stuff like that. I chose A. Becca and Bob Jones are the ones I chose. Those I got used. They are very expensive, so look for used books. And I think one was on like Christian.com, and you can find things online to help you, and people will exchange things and stuff too with you. Okay, so that's what I did for the first year. Okay, let me tell you something. The teacher books in A. Becca and Bob Jones are like, I'm not kidding you. You get I think at least two to three teacher books. And they're like so thick. It's ridiculous. But that really boosted the boys. Between the Rod and Staff and Becca and Bob Jones, it really boosted them. We had a lot of fun. Plus, I got extra things like a reading book with activities that was through Becca, and it would include like cooking, it would include parties, it would include all kinds of things, activities to do. I incorporated gym classes, signed them up for basketball. We found a homeschool group, was absolutely huge homeschool group in where we lived in Michigan. And so we got right into that and picked and chose all kinds of things and options that we wanted to do with the homeschool group. You can do field trips and stuff through there. So if you're looking for that, look for homeschool group if you want to be active and don't want to, because you don't really want to shut yourself off. You don't want to shut your kids off. You really don't. They do need some interaction and activity and things to do, and those homeschool groups are really good for that. Plus they have classes through the homeschool groups where like each parent will teach different things, like one parent could teach math, one parent could teach science, one parent could teach history, and they'll go in there for a day and they'll do that, and then the kids go home for the whole week and work on their lesson and then come back and then do it again. And it's like that all week, and those are really good too. We had tried it, but we had decided that's not what we were going to do. I needed to have more one-on-one with Justin and Timothy, and so that is what we did, what I did, and what Jason was, he was our principal. So he was right in there with us and helped teach math and things like that, where areas where I fall weak, he would step in and be my strength in those, and vice versa. I had the majority of the homeschooling on my shoulders, as far as figuring it out, working at it, ordering, and stuff like that. So, okay, so then after the first year, I was burnt out bad from like doing the teacher books, and I told Jay, I'm like, oh my goodness, I cannot imagine doing this the rest of their lives, their education lives through school. So what I ended up finding was SOS, Switched On Schoolhouse. It is the one I went with is an online study, and you download it right to your computer, and it pretty much grades them. You are still very involved. You're still grading as the teacher. You're still seeing what's going on. When they need help, you're teaching things. They give you teacher notes. They help you along. It's an excellent, excellent program, and it coincides with the public schools program. It just SOS goes above and beyond what the public school goes for, because I wanted to make sure that when they graduated, they would be able to take the testing and do the testing and pass it with flying colors, or, and then move on and be good. So SOS did it for us, Switched On Schoolhouse. So we did that. And then through high school, I noticed about 8th grade, I was like, whoa, we are hitting some hard stuff. We were getting into algebra. We were getting into geometry. We were getting into like the real good heavy stuff. A lot of people will stop homeschooling in high school, but we chose to continue to go as long as we had the means to teach the boys and to be able to provide their education for them correctly. Now, Michigan didn't have great laws with homeschooling when we homeschooled, but myself and Jason too, we were very strict on it. Homeschooling comes first. First, I'm telling you, when you homeschool, it is first and foremost on your day. It comes first. I knew people who would sleep in. I know people who didn't do history or science. They just didn't feel that it was important. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. We did pledges. We got up in the morning. We had a schedule. I had boards. We were on a schedule, and I meant business with it. It is a very, very serious thing to take your child's education fully 100%. When you don't homeschool and your child goes to a public school, you're pretty much teaching them anyway. You just don't have the whole entire 100%, but you're still helping them read, you're still helping them spell, you're still helping them with homework, you're still doing activities. It's never ending. So with homeschool, that is what we did. We were on a schedule, and we stuck to it. We really stuck to it. And it was Monday through Friday. We decided that we were going to go through school like everybody else. We decided we were going to have summer breaks off. You can plan your schedule however you want. Some people go all year. Some people don't. It's your decision, whatever you want to do. Okay, so then in high school, because math was getting to be a little bit of a struggle, I found through Bob Jones, they do a video math. You can do it live. We chose not to do it live. We chose to do it pre-recorded so that we didn't have to be there at their time in class, So it was pre-recorded, and a teacher teaches the class. The class can ask her questions. You can call in. You can talk to the teacher. You can send them your picture so they know what you look like. It's amazing. It is amazing. I still was very involved. You still have to grade papers. You still have to be there if they get stuck on something. You can rewatch it as many times as you want. Amazing program through Bob Jones Math. You can do high school, homeschool. You can. On top of that, I chose the boys wanted to do a French class and a Spanish class, so we did those, which was very cool. We learned a lot of good stuff. And then we did book reports. We did, Justin got an opportunity to go through a public speaking class where he got up in front of everybody and got to speak publicly and in front of a huge crowd. It was amazing. We did field trips. We did field trips out of state. We did field trips close to home. We had library days where we'd go to the library. We did summer library programs. Get your kids involved in summer library programs. They are amazing, and they get prizes and things. I mean, the boys would get like a free little ice cream cone through McDonald's or something. It was really cool. And it always ended with a free book at the end, as the one that they did. So it was really nice. Boy Scouts. They were in Boy Scouts. Basketball, I had said. Gym class we did. For gym, you can buy things there, gym, or we had a trampoline. Gym class, riding bikes, going out for walks, doing videotapes of exercise, videotapes. Gym class, it doesn't have to be an expense. It doesn't have to be terribly expensive. You can do this on a budget. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, and half the things like at Walmart stuff right now, you can get crayons and stuff for like 50 cents a box. Paper really cheap. Pencils really cheap. I mean, and I also did things like I rewarded them. I had like this little treasure chest, and I bought real cheap little toys, and you can get them at Walmart. I ordered some of them online. And stuff like that, and you just little, like, the hands that are sticky and they can fling it up and the hand sticks to the window and peels, little things, little pirate stickers, little candies and things that when they would do something that they needed to be rewarded for, that I felt that they did, they got to pick out of the treasure chest. When I first started homeschooling, I had asked a homeschool mom, I was like, tell me one thing. What would be the advice that you would give me as starting out homeschool that I should do? And she looked at me and she said, make it fun. Make it fun. That's all you need to do. She said if they want to read a book hanging off their top bunk upside down, they're reading. If they want to lay outside in the grass holding a book, they're reading. If you want to go outside, sit in the grass on blankets and have science class, you're having science class. They're learning. If they want to go underneath the table, the dining room or kitchen table, put a blanket over it and be in like a little tent while they're doing their schoolwork, they're doing their schoolwork. Homeschoolers do not need to sit at a table. They do not need to sit at a desk. They can be outside. They can be in the vehicle. They can be under tables. They can be in bed. They can be... You know what I'm saying? It's like, it is, make it fun. We also, for something fun, we did. Every year we would get so tired. It was like after Christmas. You know that little bit between Christmas and getting out for the summer? It's a lull. You're just kind of in a lull. And you're just kind of doing the thing. Well, I come up with an idea. School Spirit Week. Hello. Monday through Friday. Every day would be something fun. Maybe Monday would be bubblegum day. They were allowed bubblegum all day long while they were doing their school. School didn't go all day. Sometimes we would be done at noon. We'd get started at 9 and be done at noon. Sometimes we'd start at 8, 9, be done at, 2 or 3. Sometimes, they don't have homework with homeschool because they're doing their homework in class. am not pushing homeschooling at all. Not at all. Homeschooling is an individual choice for you and your child. And if that is something that you decide to do, bravo, kudos, good job, you can do it. I'm cheering you on. If it's something that you decide not to do because it's something that doesn't work with you and your family, that's perfectly fine. There is absolutely no problem with that. No judging, no judgmental. I could care less as long as the child is getting a good education. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. So Spirit Week, we would do Bubblegum Week, or Bubblegum Day. We would do Pop Day. We would do Pig Out Day. We would do colors for school, you know, our school colors, which we had school colors. We had, you know, school. Our homeschool's name was Henry's Homes Cool, C-O-O-L, because our home was cool. The boys loved it. I loved it. It was a great experience. Very close. We are inseparable to this day. Very close-knit family. That is something that happens when you homeschool because you're with each other all the time. They had friends over, you know, and they went to friends' house, and lots of things. Lots of things. So if you're thinking about homeschooling, or if you have comments, questions, ask me down below in the comment section. I would love to hear your ideas, love to hear what you're thinking. You know, if you have questions, I'll answer them. Definitely. I mean, there's a lot to it. Yes. It's hard. Yes. It can be done. Yes. It can be done. And you know what? My two boys come out of there in that public school, and in our public school, and their education wasn't good. They were really behind in language and reading, and they got tested through college. Justin even got tested through a military test, and he passed with flying colors. Both boys passed with flying colors above and beyond college, the college line on above it with English and reading. And I'm telling you, I don't need to say anymore. I'm for homeschooling, but I'm not against anybody not homeschooling either, because we've done it. We've done it. We've done public school and we've done homeschool, and I've even been to a Christian school. So anyway, if you have any questions, leave them down below. I hope this helped you if you're thinking about homeschooling or just curious about homeschooling. I will talk to you later. Have a wonderful day. Bye.